Alright, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another Real Talk video. May the Most High bless you. I pray all is well with everybody. My title now says, Working Out and Eating Right. And to all my brothers and sisters on here, y'all all know who you are. I won't even dare try to call out no names because there's so many of y'all that love working out and eating right. And I know it's been about probably at least 6 years since I've done a video like this. When you think about eating right and working out, it's very important. And there's so many people in bad health, in the hospital, diabetic, heart problems, you name it, man. And this video is not hard for me to do, but it kind of hurts my heart when I do videos like this because of so many people that I know who are in bad health. They won't try to eat right, won't try to work out, and they continue to always say, well, JT, pray for me. And it's a sad sight to look at because ain't no need for me praying for you with your health and strength if you're not going to change the way you eating and living. So I know it's been a while since I've done a video like this about eating and working out, and I'm just going to express a few things in here. And I want to give a shout out to you, Mr. Jazz. You know who you are. You was talking about the older video I done when I was lifting the weights, curling. And I was talking about how it's not about how much weight you got on the bar, but about what you do with the weight that you have. Because you can make little weight feel like a lot of weight. You can have little weight and do high reps. We all know that. And this video might not make sense to you if you don't work out or whatever, but even if you don't, I'm gonna say some things in here that about eating that ought to make you wake up, you know, because it's very serious. This is our temple. And the Bible goes into real good detail about how we're supposed to treat our temple. And I'm gonna be talking about myself in this video because I can talk a lot about working out because for a long time I worked out the wrong way, and I'm not ashamed to say that, because I was training for size and not shape. Even though I was shaping, but I was just getting thick. And I'm still a little thick, but I'm not half as thick the way I used to be. But my purpose was totally different. I was trying to hang with the bodybuilders. I was working out, but I was working out the wrong way. I was getting hyped up because of the fact in the hood everybody started pumping me up. I bet you can't lift more than JT, or JT done got big. I went from a XL to a 3X and looked like less than 3 months. I would start out with 225 and go up. I would just say load me down on the rack to try to prove that I can hit the weight. And that was the wrong thing to do. Because if I known what I know now, those years back, I wouldn't have never lifted heavy, y'all. But before I talk about that, that's why I want to talk about eating right also. Because there's no need to really work out if you're not going to eat right. That's crazy. And when you think about eating healthy, I'm talking about leaving all the fast food, the McDonald's, the Jack in the Box, the Burger King. I know a lot of us, we love that stuff, and it ain't no harm in it. I was brought up on this and I was brought up on that. We was brought up on what mama and grandma and all. Let me tell you another reason why you can move forward. If you really want to know what a real secret is, I ain't gonna say secret. You want to know what the real truth is, get away from what your kinfolks ate growing up. Now that might not make sense to some people. I don't care about what Big Mama and Mama and all them and Pawpaw. If they wasn't eating right, you gonna die the same way pretty much they died, with all the same health problems they had, if you don't straighten up and get away from all that hog maw and chillings and fat back and all the greasy stuff that will kill you. And you wonder why they had gout, why they had high blood pressure, why they got diabetes on this side of the family, high blood pressure. It's bad on both of my sides of the family. I thank the Most High that I don't have diabetes, but I'm not knocking the ones that do. But I really try to watch what I eat. Y'all remember in 2012, I was rushed into the hospital. Something happened to me that the doctors never did figure out. So my point is, why would we want to put an extra strain on us when it's hard enough just doing right? If you don't think that something is in this food nowadays, I pray for you. Because let me tell you something, what you putting in your system will kill you. This stuff ain't what it is, what you think it is. It's steroid up. It's got all kind of mess in it now. And think about it, if they put it off in that and you put it off in you, look what happened. That's why you see people growing their gardens. Or they are vegan. Or they don't want to eat with this or eat with that. I remember one time my ex-girl got mad at me because she was little, but she ate crazy. And I won't reveal her name at the time, but my ex would eat all that stuff, man. But she would come home and be like, I bought you this. And I look at it. I said, I wish you would have called me because I'm not going to eat that. And you wonder why I'm sitting there eating Brussels sprouts or beets, carrots. You know, all my favorite vegetables I love, man. And you know, green beans. You know, I'm talking about not canned food. I'm talking about fresh. I got away from canned goods a long time ago. I got away from everything I was pretty much brought up on. And there is no need for me to go back to that. That's why I want to make this point about eating right. And let me make this point. Flush out your system. We think because we go to the restroom, we good. Man, brother, I use it twice a day. You know, I ain't trying to sound nasty or nothing. But if you don't ever flush this toxic waste out of your body, just going to the restroom ain't enough. Don't you know you can have a... Man, I can't say how much. But you can have so much waste inside of you. And I don't know the correct term. I'm just calling it toxic waste. But you can have that stuff stored up in you and be walking around and wondering why you feeling so miserable. Sad enough, half of us don't want to eat right. Then we want to turn around and get drunk. We want to smoke and get high all the time. And then we talking about pray for my health and strength. You got to get your system cleaned out. And when you do get your system cleaned out, don't put that mess back in your system. Leave it out. That's why you see this diabetes, high blood pressure, congested heart failure, strokes, heart attacks. I mean, you name it. That's the cause of most of this stuff. Even though some people say, well, it don't really bother me. It might not be bothering you at that exact moment, but think about it. It don't have nowhere to go. People got mad at me when I did that video on why are there so many overweighted Christians. Christians are some of the most overweighted people. But I'm not talking about all Christians. And I'm not saying that to make you mad if you just happen to be a big Christian looking at this video. I love you, but I'm just making the point. You don't see too many Muslims walking around big and overweighted. You might see a few, but I don't see too many. And I know a lot of Muslims. Because the way they eat. You might talk about them with their bean pies and they be standing on that corner with this and that. But let me tell you something. You don't see them with too many bad health problems. And I know overweight is in everything. It ain't just in Christian folk, black people. You got obese people of all races pretty much. But in some races, you rarely see most of them overweighted. People talk about Chinese food, the Chinese or the Italians or whoever it may be. Why they so little? Well, the question is, what are we doing to get right and stay right? The trick is eating. Just like the Most High had Israel eating right. See, y'all look at me now. But let me tell you something. I used to be 310 pounds. But I was lifting like a bodybuilder. Like I said, I worked out the wrong way. Man, I started dropping that weight so fast. Because once I started seeing what them heavy weights, and I'm not knocking you if you're a bodybuilder. If that's your thing, do your thing. But I done been there and done that. But once I started moving, changing clothes sizes, when I went from a 46 regular in a suit to a 52 regular, when I had to keep changing my clothes out, nah, that wasn't for me. Getting all thick, nah, that wasn't for me. I said I need to go down to 220 or 215 lean and leave it at that. So y'all know, those of y'all that know my twin brother kept me in a lot of shape because my twin brother was the one that ran track. He could run fast. He would put me on those different kind of workouts. Man, I done did so many workouts, man. From boxing, training, I mean, you name it, man. This stuff is tough. But you know what? It gets you right. And my twin showed me a lot of those exercises he did. I would do the other exercises as far as just weightlifting, you know, the regular routines and, you know, working on legs, arms, shoulders, you know, whatever. But I was, like I said, I was doing everything for all the wrong reasons. Then once I started, the ladies started, that just bumped my little head up back. Oh, them ladies want to rub on your chest and, oh, girl, he got a good chest and all that stuff. But I was working out wrong. So I had to block all that out of my mind. But I'm still fine, though. Don't get it twisted like the young folks say. Y'all know me with my sense of humor. But my point is, I started dropping. When you know what you're doing, the purpose behind it, you start really understanding why you're doing what you're doing. I was just, like I say, back then, and Ricky, the other set of twins, Ricky always messed with me because Ricky was over here the other day, and he say, man, I remember when you were just, I was in a 3X, almost a 4X. I was wide, I couldn't even hardly fit through the door. I said that wasn't the way to be, Ricky. I said I had to drop all that mess. K-Ray is another one. K-Ray is a hard workout. Y'all know K-Ray. Mega Kenner 31 on her. Kenner 31 is very cut up. Played football. Kenner can out-eat me and won't gain no weight. Now, if I would eat like Kenner, I'd be big as his house. So I had to change my eating habits with my working out. So I went back from that 3 extra large back down to a 1X. And I almost can fit a large according to how the material is made. And that's my goal, to get back in a large. And I'm not far from it. I got a couple of shirts in there that is a large, but I don't like the way they feel. So that's what I do too. I leave that stuff in there as a challenge. Okay, let me look at this shirt. Give me about 2 more weeks. I'm going to be in that shirt. So when you start working out and eating right, you feel better. To answer your other question, brother. But if I would have known what I know now, once again, those years back, I would have never lifted heavy. I would have been shaping. That's why I want to call this video working out, because all of us are different. Some people trying to gain weight. Some people trying to gain muscle. Some people trying to lose weight. Some people trying to lose muscle. Some of us. It's just who you are, you know. Everybody got a different way of why they working out. Some people doing yoga, you know. Some on a treadmill. Some rather run. Some rather walk. I mean, it's just according to who you are once again. But don't let excuses stop you. To answer your other question, brother, no, I don't hardly drink no soda. Man, I drink orange juice, apple juice, tea every now and again. I mostly drink water, man, more than anything. The doctor told me one time I drank too much water. And that kind of bothered me. But I understand when he broke it down. But still, though, you do things in moderation. I'm not trying to tell somebody to just completely stop doing this, doing that. Now, you your own person. You your own man. You your own woman. We all do things different. But if you do things in moderation, it's not bad for you. But see, my moderation don't add up with most people's moderation. Because when I leave something alone, I pretty much leave it alone for good. And this kind of causes a problem when you dating and stuff. Because just say, or even if you're with your family around holidays, or even church hours, people think you being funny because you don't want to eat all that stuff that they throwing out in front of you. And they tell you, go on and eat, baby. We slaved in that kitchen to make this. We labor. You better eat that stuff. And you say no, and they think you being funny. A lot of people wonder why I don't come to their house. I don't do holidays. I don't care about holidays no way. But, man, we're going to have a ham. We got the fried chicken. We got this. We got that. They got all that stuff that's going to send you straight to the hospital. For me, I lost it alone. I left it alone. That's why I love vegetables. Sometimes I don't even eat no meat. Just like last week. I ain't eating no meat last week. After I detox my body, you know what I ate all week? Vegetables. Like tonight, I might bake me a chicken. or boil it to the bone. Let the bones fall off. You know what? You know what kind of seasoning I'm gonna put on it? Nothing at all. And then when I'm looking at the chicken, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna look at it real close. If it's too big and look like it's still walking, I ain't even gonna mess with it. So when I do eat meat, it's rarely when I eat meat now. All them burgers, I used to eat all that stuff, man. That's why I said once I get it out of my system, I'm not gonna put it back in there. That's why PP drawings, I know you know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all that set apart, that really don't play a part. That's why what we do, I'm talking about ladies too, men and ladies that set apart, that's eating right and stuff. That's why a lot of what we do, a lot of people got a problem with us because we don't fit in. We fit out. You don't want to eat this. You don't want to go to this place. They think you being funny because you're not eating this or you're not going there or you think you better than somebody. The thing is, if you want to mess up your life, go right ahead. But why be mad at the next man or the next woman because they don't want to mess up their life? My brother Marvell that played the horn, that tells me all the time and I always say, man, I can't believe how when you lost all that weight, man, you kept it off of you. He said, man, that's a nice size right there. See, to me, a lot of people tell me don't lose no more than this. But then you know what I'm saying? I'm going down at least 20 more. At least 30 more. Sometimes I call it my off season when I might be just at a certain weight. But then the next time, even all these videos on here, some of these videos on here, you might see me when I look like I was about 280. And then the next video you might see might be some 4-5 years later or however long you may be like, dog, JT, what happened to you? I left it alone. So, not only do I try to work out spiritually, I like to work out physically. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. This is my temple. When I was with my boy Curtis and we was training women, and I learned a lot from him how to train a woman body. It was an awesome experience. So beautiful to look at, amen. But a lot of women get mad because they don't lose the weight like they think they should quick enough. Men too. And then a lot of them want to eat the sweets. Most women that I ran into, their problem with working out was they didn't want to give up their sweets. They wanted to continue to eat the same way and work out and then get mad when the results wasn't the same. I mean, the results didn't come right away. I'm going to tell you something. It's strict discipline, y'all. If you recognize that this means a lot, then you know it's strict discipline. Most people love eating sweets and crazy stuff when they trying to work out. But then the ones that get it up here be like, I ain't gonna eat this. Working out is fun, y'all. And it feel good. So, brother, to answer your other question, this is just a real talk video once again. For me, it's lightweight and more reps. I don't do all that warming up with 225 and bumping on up now, 315 and all that no more. I don't put all that on the rack no more. I might just leave the two big 45s on there with a 45-pound bar and just say if I'm benching doing inclines or declines or flat, I might do 15 reps. Excuse me, I might do, I'm going to say I might do 15. How do you say that? I got sidetracked out here making all this noise. Oh yeah, I might do 5 sets with 15 reps, if that makes sense. And that might, like I said, it just might be the 45s on there and the 45-pound bar. So I'm not even at 200, but I can still hit 200. But I learned it's not about the weight. Now, to a lot of ones that like to bodybuild, they want to. A lot of people gonna show you how cock strong they are. But see, for me, it's not about size no more. And I've been like this for a while now. It's about shape. That's why I told my twin I might come down to his size. I think my twin might be 190. That's little to me. Because I ain't never been 190. I think, no, I've never been 190. Now I've been 220. My weight was always, when I was working out, I stayed at 225. To answer your other question, brother. Then one time I was at 215. So I like that weight right there. I really don't want to get no smaller than 220 or 215. But one time, like I said, I was 310. I went from 310 to 280. You know, 280 to 270, 250, 260, 240, you know. So it's just, once again, according to who you are. But once again, don't let the excuses stop you from doing what you need to do. We find time to do everything else, but when it comes to studying the Bible, working out, eating right, we got a million excuses. A million excuses. And you asked me about my little workout schedule. I pretty much have kept the same schedule I had when I was training with my boy Curtis. Same schedule, but I just have different routines now. Because when I was with him, like I said, I was training for size. We see each other all the time. I still go down there and mess with him, but I just don't lift. I don't lift with him no more. He got his own gym at his house. But I go down there and holler at him every now and again before as getting in there, because we on different levels. He want to be like the bodybuilders on his wall. He's a nice size, thick, strong, cocky. That's why I don't want to interrupt his time, even though I can go over there and still get on the other side of the room and do what I do at my own. But what I can do over there, I do over here in this room back here. So for Mondays, that's when I do legs. And no, I don't squat heavy no more. I left heavy squatting alone, all that. Leg curls, I still do. Lunges, I still do. Tuesdays when I do back. Wednesday I do chest. Thursday I do arms. Fridays I do shoulders. And plus then I walk every day. I love walking. And then I get abs in also. And I do need to get a little bit more stricter with my abs. I really do. That's one of my weaknesses. I need to get a little bit more on that, like I do everything else. But I be moving around so much, man. Weight and eating right, weight, it drops off of you, man. Especially if you're doing something. So don't expect the weight to just go away. You know, find that time. Oh, I know what that noise is. They out there scraping the house. They're getting ready to paint the house out there. So if y'all hear it, I don't know if y'all can hear it on there, but excuse that noise. But let me say this. Our Father is also concerned about every aspect of our lives. Not just your eternal life. But while you're here right now, we supposed to be living, eating right, treating each other right, studying. Our Father expects us to do all of that right now. A lot of us don't understand that. Well, we're talking about waiting to get to heaven to do everything. And once again, the main key gonna be, if you leave alone what your parents ate. Now, I'm not saying it to say everybody parents gave them the wrong food all the time, because some parents might have did it right. But think about it in the blacks. I'm gonna use the term black. Look at what they ate and how long they ate it. And then look at the children, how many of the children died with the same thing that mama or big mama them had. Y'all know, y'all catch what I'm saying. See, just because something is good to you don't mean that it's good for you. And when you see all these health problems, that's strictly because it's coming related to what you put in your body, your eating habits. But a lot of doctors don't want to tell you that. Too many of us are walking around and taking advantage of good health. I can't stand when I walk in the hospital and see little kids or people that's struggling, fighting for their life, and wishing they can get up and walk. And then you come out here and see somebody, ain't nothing wrong with them really, but they smoke and drink like crazy or overeat like crazy. And then you got people that want to wait on a New Year's resolution to say I'm going to lose weight. to stop drinking, to stop getting high. Next year, man, I'm going to do it like this. And here goes somebody that didn't even make next year. They died behind what was killing them in the first place. Because they kept thinking they had more and more time. You ever see a lot of people when they finally decide to quit smoking, then they turn around and die, or their body don't function all right because they done stopped. Their body done got so used to the nicotine, or their body done got so used to the drinking that that's really how they was operating. As soon as they got off of it, they collapsed, died. So stop waiting on a New Year's resolution and use the solution, which is the Most High. When you read this Bible and study, then you'll line up your life with it. You can't help but to do it right. I ain't saying you're going to be perfect, but you can do it right. Somebody will catch that later on. And brother, you asked me about Thanksgiving. Now this is funny, but it's not funny. And it ain't just Thanksgiving and even fast food places. We got the nerve to sit up and pray over some messed up food that's fattening and knowing the outcome of what this food can do to you when you put it in your body. But we sit up and pray, and then we wonder why we're in the hospital. Oh, well, my prayers ain't working on this, man. I prayed over this food. In ministry, how can we do the Father's will if we in bad health and strength? We got to have balance in this life. You got to have time to read the Bible, study it, live it. Then you got to find time to exercise. I'm not talking about you got to be in there no 40 hours and not 40 hours, but no 2-3 hours and all this stuff. Man, you could take 20 minutes out of your day, 15 minutes out of your day. While you looking at TV, you got time. Most of the older men I know now, they popping all kind of Viagra in their body, in they system, and popping pills to try to keep up with having good sex with some woman. I laugh at these commercials. They tell you about this drug, this, put this, try this here. But then they turn around and read them side effects. This one causes you to hallucinate. This one might cause you to go blind. If you got to ask your doctor about taking it, what they tell you right there? This one here, you might, if you take it the wrong way, you might be on hard for 3 hours. If you have an erection longer than 4 hours, call your doctor. Man, if you would just eat right, work out, live right, do what the Bible say, ain't no need for Viagra. But I'm talking about the ones who's living in the Most High system. Eating right, living right, treating each other right, having sex the right way, being married. The world gonna do what the world wanna do. I hope somebody not taking this video the wrong way. Because if you eat right, clear all this toxic waste out of your system, just change for the best, you will not have to live your life, the rest of your life, on synthetic drugs. Yes, I'm talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever you want to call out. You wouldn't even need that stuff. Stop depending on these drugs to keep you in line, because let me tell you something. These drugs don't never cure you. You know what they do? Keep you in some kind of control. They don't never cure you. Because if it cured you, you wouldn't need it the rest of your life. It'll control you. Well, take this pill, it'll keep your blood pressure down. You want me to continue to take a pill to put in my body that the Most High made for me. And when you lose weight and eat right, your blood pressure will get under control. Everything I was brought up on, I don't eat no more. Y'all, some of y'all can relate to what I'm saying. When you start looking at all that processed meat, all them canned good stuff with all the sodium and saturated fat, so on and so on and so on, whatever it is you name it, if you leave it alone, you'll start seeing better results. That's why when you feel better about yourself, it's a beautiful thing. You will feel and look so much better when you eat what you're supposed to be eating. I know people that fast 1 day a week. And they'll tell you why they do it, because fasting 1 day a week equals 52 days of not eating a year. But then I know people that's fast, and then they eat twice as much when they start back eating. They fast and get fatter. That's why I don't use no fast as no diet. That's why my fast ain't got to be food if I'm fasting. Somebody catch that later on. I just be obedient. All that stuff I loved growing up, I reject it now. Most of us, once again, are already eating wrong. And we don't want to change it. I was just telling this dude this the other day, Brother K-Ray. I said, you want me to keep praying for your health and strength, but yet and still, you got emphysema, and you still smoking. You tired of going to the hospital. See how stupid that is? I'm going to say this again. Eating right and working out is a lifestyle. It ain't something you just do one day, then I'm going to take off for 3 weeks, then I might start back eating right. No, it's a lifestyle. That means you do it every day, just like your worship. That's why when the holidays roll around once again, people going to gain a whole lot of weight. Overeating is called gluttony in the Bible. Preacher got up and prayed at the Thanksgiving meal. Yeah, you know, we pray for this food, Father. This and that. And after Thanksgiving, you wonder why Uncle Bobby in the hospital. Why Grandma gout done flared up in her feet. Why she can't walk. I overate. I can't breathe. I can't walk down the step. And the reason why I'm saying is because, y'all, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny at all. But if you are not aware on what they've been doing to this food, I feel sorry for you. When you see them chicken breasts this big now, that wide, steroid up, and you wonder why these teenagers that's 15 and 14 looking like 40-year-old women and up, if you notice something in the children now, they way more developed. They got way more booty than their mamas have up now. I wonder why. The young women breasts are developing so hard now. Wonder why. JT, that ain't got nothing to do with the food. It's each to their own what you believe. See, some people sin ain't getting drunk. Some people sin is overeating. I remember growing up, everybody's house you went over, they would tell you, you better get your butt in there and get something to eat. And they wouldn't let you leave without eating. But when you look at what was on the table, it never was really healthy. Y'all remember the movie Soul Food? Look at that table. Look at everything that was fried. Look at all the grease. And then look at what happened to Big Mama. Big Mama Joe. Big Mama didn't want to get her leg amputated. Big Mama and them had so much grease, so much butter, and they thought that gathering at Sunday dinner was just a thing, and then Grandma wasn't at the table no more. Big Mama wasn't at the table no more. Some people just would never get it. And I'm not saying this to disrespect the older people in no kind of way. But see, just because you've been doing something for so long don't mean that was right. And I'm talking about eating. I'm talking about going to church. If you didn't know what was right, then you just been doing something wrong for a long time. Our Father wants us to feel good. Our Father wants us to look good. That's why I feel like I look. Some of y'all will catch that later. You don't never see me depressed, sad, walking around here like I don't have a Heavenly Father. It's a blessing. So once again, not only do we do spiritual fitness, but we better do some physical fitness. Proverbs teaches us that a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. But if your heart ain't right, your actions ain't going to be right. A peaceful heart leads to a healthy body, and jealousy is like cancer in the bones. How can we be healed if we won't let go of what's killing us? Oh, well, brother, the Bible say by his stripes I'm healed. How do you interpret that? Because let me tell you something. If you ain't got no spiritual healing, what's the use of you being healed physically? Why would the Most High heal me from smoking cigarettes, and he know I'm going to turn right back around and go smoking cigarettes? He going to give me good health and strength, and he know I'm going to turn right back around and start smoking cigarettes and smoking dope or whatever. That's crazy. Why pray for health and strength if you're not going to straighten up what you're doing once again? We are destroying our bodies with all this mess. The Bible shows us what to eat and what not to eat. Y'all know I done a few videos on that. That's why I say, so when we keep on talking about I ain't got time to really sit down and plan this out to eat right, or I ain't got time to work out, or quit talking about you ain't got time when you're on Facebook all day. The average person spend 20 minutes and up on Facebook. You looking at TV. You got time to tweet. You got time for Instagram. You got time to gossip. You got time to do everything, but when it comes to eating, once again, oh man, living right now, brother, ain't man, that stuff too expensive. But you just spent all your money on your scratch-offs. Some of us spend all our money on weed. We won't buy nothing else but weed. Somebody catch that later on. We got more excuses than a man going to jail when it comes to doing what's right. Some of us be lying about what we doing. So y'all, that's my time, man. I just want to just share this with you. This is just a little real talk, a little advice, you know. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut off right now. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace out.